stand in front of a mirror for a moment. Don't flex. Don't pull your shoulders back. Don't suck in your stomach. Just stand naturally. Now ask yourself one simple question. Why do some people instantly look athletic, even wearing nothing more than a plain t-shirt, while others spend years lifting weights, yet still look average? At first, most people assume it's because of bigger arms or a bigger chest. But surprisingly, that's rarely the first thing your brain notices. Your eyes notice something much faster: width, the distance between the shoulders, the shape of the upper back, and how wide the body appears compared to the waist. That's what creates the powerful V-taper look. And here's something even more interesting. Many people believe the fastest way to build that shape is doing endless pull-ups. Pull-up after pull-up, week after week, hoping their back eventually becomes wider. But what if that isn't the whole story? Your muscles don't recognize pull-ups. They don't recognize expensive gym machines. They don't even recognize exercises. What they respond to is mechanical tension, joint position, stability, range of motion, and how effectively different muscles are forced to work together. That's exactly why some experienced lifters can build an impressive V-taper using nothing more than a pair of dumbbells. Not because dumbbells are magical, but because they force your body to stabilize every movement instead of letting a machine do the work for you. Today, I'm going to show you 5 uncommon dumbbell exercises that challenge the muscles responsible for creating a wider-looking upper body. Some of these movements are almost never included in traditional workout programs. Some look surprisingly simple, yet become incredibly difficult once performed correctly. And one exercise near the end trains a muscle that many people completely ignore, even though it plays a major role in how broad your shoulders actually appear. Every movement has a purpose. Every exercise fills a different gap. By the end of today's workout, you won't simply know 5 new exercises. You'll understand why a true V-taper is built by combining shoulder width, back thickness, lat development, and posture, rather than chasing only one muscle group. So grab your dumbbells, slow everything down, focus on quality instead of ego. And let's begin with an exercise that quietly strengthens the foundation of a powerful upper back, even though very few people ever perform it. Number 5. Dumbbell Kelso Shrug. Let's begin with another question. When people think about building a wider upper body, what muscle usually comes to mind first? The lats. And that's understandable. Wide lats certainly help create the V-shaped appearance. But here's something most people overlook. Your lats don't work alone. Without a stable upper back, your shoulders struggle to stay in strong positions. Your pulling mechanics become less efficient, and your posture often begins to collapse under heavier loads. That's where the dumbbell Kelso shrug becomes so valuable. Unlike a traditional shrug, this movement isn't about lifting your shoulders toward your ears. Instead, it's about teaching your shoulder blades to move correctly. Your mid-traps, rhomboids, and the muscles between your shoulder blades become responsible for creating controlled scapular movement. These muscles rarely receive enough direct attention, yet they influence almost every pulling exercise you'll ever perform. Research in resistance training continues to show that improving scapular control helps create better force transfer throughout the upper body. That's one reason experienced coaches often prioritize exercises that improve shoulder blade mechanics, rather than simply chasing heavier weights. To perform the dumbbell Kelso shrug correctly, set an incline bench to approximately 45 degrees. Lie chest down against the bench. Hold one dumbbell in each hand. Allow your arms to hang naturally beneath your shoulders. Notice something important. Your elbows remain almost completely straight throughout the movement. Now, without bending your arms, gently pull your shoulder blades backward toward each other. Imagine trying to pinch a pencil between them. The dumbbells move only because your shoulder blades move, not because your arms are pulling. Pause for 1 full second. Feel the muscles across your upper back contract. Then slowly allow your shoulder blades to move forward again, under complete control. The range of motion is small, but don't let that fool you. When performed correctly, this exercise becomes surprisingly demanding. One of the biggest mistakes people make is turning the movement into a row. The elbows begin bending, the biceps take over, and the purpose of the exercise disappears. Remember, this isn't an arm exercise, it's a scapular control exercise. Another mistake is shrugging upward. Instead, focus on moving your shoulder blades backward, not toward your ears. Small movement, maximum control. Choose a moderate weight. Perform 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 controlled repetitions. By the final repetition, you'll notice muscles working that many people never even realize exist, and those muscles quietly provide the foundation for stronger pulling, better posture, and ultimately, a wider-looking upper body. But even the strongest upper back won't create an impressive V-taper if your shoulders never develop enough width. And that's exactly where we're headed next. Number 4, dumbbell lean away lateral raise. Now think about something interesting. Imagine two people with exactly the same waist size. The first person has average shoulders. The second has a noticeably wider side delts. Without gaining a single pound, who appears more athletic? Almost always the second person, because shoulder width creates one of the strongest visual illusions in the human body. A wider shoulder line automatically makes the waist appear smaller. That's why side delts play such a critical role in creating the V-taper. Unfortunately, many people never train them effectively. Traditional lateral raises often become easier near the bottom of the movement. The tension disappears, momentum increases, and the shoulders receive less consistent work than people expect. That's exactly why the lean away lateral raise feels completely different. By leaning slightly away from a stable support, you increase the range of motion, maintain better tension through a larger portion of the lift, and challenge the side delts in a unique way. Stand beside a sturdy support, hold it firmly with one hand, lean your body slightly away, hold one dumbbell in your outside hand. Allow the arm to hang naturally. Now slowly raise the dumbbell outward, keeping only a slight bend in your elbow. Lift until your upper arm reaches approximately shoulder height. Pause briefly. Feel the side of your shoulder contract. Then lower the dumbbell slowly over 2 to 3 seconds. Don't swing. Don't use momentum. Control every inch. One of the most common mistakes is lifting the dumbbell too high. Once your shoulder begins shrugging excessively, other muscles start taking over. Instead, stop around shoulder height. Another mistake is turning the thumb upward too much. Keep a natural hand position. Lead with your elbow, not your wrist. Select a weight that allows a perfect technique. Perform 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. The burn arrives quickly, but so does the quality of the contraction. As your side delts become stronger, your shoulders gradually begin creating the wider frame that defines a true V-taper. But shoulder width alone still isn't enough, because the illusion completely falls apart if the lower portion of your back never develops the sweeping width that connects your shoulders to your waist. And that's exactly where our next movement changes everything. Number 3, Dumbbell Meadows Row. Now let's ask another question. Have you ever noticed that some people have strong backs, yet still don't appear wide from behind? The reason often isn't strength, it's direction. Many rowing exercises pull the elbows straight backward. They certainly build muscle, but they don't always emphasize the lower portion of the lats, the area that helps create that dramatic outward sweep toward the waist. That's where the Dumbbell Meadows Row becomes different. Instead of pulling directly backward, this movement encourages a pulling path that naturally brings the elbow toward the hip. That small adjustment changes how your body recruits the muscles responsible for creating visual back width. Research into resistance training has shown that changing pulling angles can influence which regions of the back contribute more throughout a movement. That's why intelligent exercise selection matters. Different angles, different demands, different adaptations. To perform the Dumbbell Meadows Row correctly, stand beside a sturdy bench. Place one hand on the bench for support. Hold one dumbbell in your opposite hand. Hinge forward until your torso is almost parallel to the floor. Allow the dumbbell to hang naturally beneath your shoulder. Now, instead of thinking about pulling the weight upward, imagine driving your elbow diagonally toward your back pocket. Keep the dumbbell close to your body. Pause briefly when your elbow reaches your hip. Feel your lower lat contract. Then, slowly lower the dumbbell, taking 2 to 3 seconds before beginning the next repetition. One common mistake is pulling too high toward the ribs. That shifts more work toward the upper back. Instead, finish lower, allowing the lats to stay in control. Another mistake is twisting the torso to lift heavier weight. Keep your hips square, chest stable, core braced. The movement should come from your back, not your body rotation. Perform 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 controlled repetitions per side. By the end of this exercise, you'll begin understanding something important. Building a wider back isn't only about pulling harder, it's about pulling smarter. But even strong lats still leave one major gap, because there's another muscle sitting beside them, one that quietly adds even more width. Yet almost nobody trains it intentionally. And that's exactly where we're going next. Number 2, Dumbbell Cobra Row. Think about the outline of your back for a moment. The human eye doesn't notice every muscle individually. Instead, it notices your silhouette. That's why two people with similar muscle mass can look completely different. One appears broad, the other appears narrow. Often, the missing difference comes from muscles that receive very little direct attention. The Dumbbell Cobra Row helps address that problem. Unlike many traditional rows, this variation encourages stronger upper back engagement, while also emphasizing the teres major, rear delts, and the outer portion of the lats. These muscles help create the appearance of a broader upper body when viewed from behind. Begin by placing one knee and one hand on a bench. Hold a dumbbell in your opposite hand. Keep your chest open, shoulders square, and spine neutral. Now pull the dumbbell upward, allowing your elbow to travel slightly outward, rather than staying tightly against your side. Imagine opening your chest as you pull. Pause briefly at the top. Feel the muscles across your upper back tighten. Then lower the dumbbell slowly, maintaining complete control. One mistake many people make is allowing the shoulder to collapse forward at the bottom. Instead, keep the shoulder stable throughout every repetition. Another mistake is turning the movement into a bicep curl. Remember, your elbow should lead the movement, not your hand. Choose a weight that allows strict technique. Perform 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. At first, the movement may feel unfamiliar, but after a few quality sets, you'll notice muscles across the back working that many standard rows never seem to reach. And yet, despite everything we've trained so far, there's still one critical piece missing. The final exercise doesn't simply build muscle, it teaches your shoulders where they belong, and that alone can completely change how wide your physique appears. Number 1, chest-supported dumbbell Y raise. If you've stayed with me until now, you're about to learn one of the most overlooked dumbbell exercises for creating a complete V-taper. Surprisingly, this movement isn't famous for building huge muscles. It's famous for building better positions. Think about it. Even if someone develops large shoulders, large lats, and a thick upper back, their physique can still appear smaller if the shoulder blades don't move efficiently. That's exactly why experienced lifters often include lower trap focused exercises in their training. The chest-supported dumbbell Y raise targets muscles that help stabilize the shoulder blades, improve posture, and support healthier overhead movement. As these muscles become stronger, the shoulders naturally sit in a better position, making the upper body appear wider and more balanced. Set an incline bench to approximately 45 degrees. Lie chest down against the bench. Hold a light dumbbell in each hand. Allow your arms to hang naturally toward the floor. Now raise both arms upward in a wide Y shape. Keep your thumbs pointing slightly upward. Lift only until your arms align comfortably with your body. Pause for 1 second. Feel the muscles between your shoulder blades engage. Then, slowly lower the dumbbells over 3 controlled seconds. This isn't a heavy exercise, and it shouldn't be. One of the biggest mistakes people make is choosing weights that are far too heavy, that forces the upper traps to dominate the movement. Instead, use light dumbbells, move slowly, and focus entirely on quality. Another mistake is rushing through the repetitions. Remember, the goal isn't simply lifting the weights. The goal is teaching the correct muscles to stay active. Perform 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. Don't be surprised if light weights suddenly feel incredibly challenging. Sometimes, the smallest movements create the biggest improvements. Now, let's bring everything together. Today's workout wasn't about replacing every pull-up or proving that dumbbells are somehow magical. It was about understanding something far more important. A true V-taper isn't built by training only one muscle. It's built by developing every piece of the puzzle. Here's your complete workout. Dumbbell Kelso, Shrug for building a stable and thicker upper back. Dumbbell lean away, lateral raise for increasing shoulder width. Dumbbell Meadows Row for creating greater lower lat sweep. Dumbbell Cobra Row for adding back width, depth, and upper back development. Chest supported dumbbell, Y raise for improving posture, lower trap strength, and completing the V taper. Remember, your body doesn't care how expensive your gym membership is. It doesn't know whether you're using the latest machine or a simple pair of dumbbells. It responds to intelligent exercise selection, consistent effort, excellent technique, and progressive overload over time. Master these 5 movements. Stay patient, and you'll build more than just muscle. You'll build a physique that looks wider, stronger, more athletic, and impossible to ignore. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which one of today's 5 exercises are you going to add to your next workout? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy evidence-informed workouts that help you build muscle with smarter training, subscribe to Phantom Core, because sometimes the biggest transformation doesn't come from doing more exercises. It comes from choosing the right ones.